imagine. And thank you for taking my call and have a
Well, Eunice, thank you, and I'm glad you got with Reverend Williams, and he's in his 30s, and you and Dwight, all y'all in your 80s, to try and bring him along the way. That's a great thing. Thank you, Eunice. And those are there's a book I gave a lot of the New York staff. I didn't get it in time for the convention about Operation Breadbasket by Reverend Martin Deppy. I'm going to send you Reverend Williams and all our main chapter leaders to really read where Nan really started based on the training that some of us had in Operation Breadbasket. It's a great book Reverend Deppy wrote. And you saw Reverend Jackson came and spoke at the convention as he does every year, because that's my entry into the movement of Dr. King when I was teenager, 12 really, with the Operation Breadbasket and Reverend Jackson. Let's go back to the phone. Let's go to Marie in Texas on XM 126. Marie, you're keeping it real with Al Sharpton and Charles Williams.
Good afternoon, Reverend Sharpton and Mr. Williams. Thank you very much for taking my call. Just wanted to take a moment, first of all, to say a shout out to Miss Mary Pat. I really congratulate this young lady for running for her candidacy. Mm-hmm. And I'm so excited to see these young people get involved. I encourage them and challenge them to, we got to have fighters and everything, but we also got to have leaders who come to the table and get the information, they're educated, and whether you know how to do everything or not, taking that first step. Everybody started somewhere. If you have the courage to stand out and be a leader and challenge yourself to walk into the leadership, the only way we're going to turn this thing around is we start taking those positions on the table. That's local government, state government, and on to the federal government. So I really applaud her and anybody else that's running right now. Continue to do that. Don't be afraid. Step up to the plate and come on and do it. Reverend Al, I really just wanted to also talk about this police brutality. I saw the interview with the young cop, the young woman who shot the young man in Oklahoma, and her whole sentiment was that we are taught to shoot to kill. And this incident that happened in Texas this past weekend was really disturbing, of course, with regard to these young people and a rifle being brought to this scene. When I hear people say we're taught to shoot to kill, that's very disturbing. That's when you're in war. We're not war with our own country. We're not war within our own people. Mm-hmm. And when I watched the video that was on CNN just this week of a man that was driving a pickup truck erratically. He drove the pickup truck erratically, backed into the police officer's car, then jumped out and mocked the police officer. You didn't kill him. You did a stun gun on him to bring him down. And he's still walking away with his life. So I can't understand. You telling me in one sentence you taught to shoot to kill, and yet over here this man was able to walk away. I don't want him to die either. I want the man to live. I think you can shoot him in the leg. You can use the stun gun. You can shoot the tires. There's so many things you can do to stop killing people. So I really think that we can't walk away from this. We've got to stay on top of this police brutality, because our children should not have to walk in fear. I think that's a mindset that you're predisposing them to. You're trying to get them back to that mindset of walking in fear, and we are not going backwards. We are going forward, and I don't want to see our children dying in the street because they are not hearing. They're not going for this, just be humble and sit down. They're not doing it. They are ready to fight, and we need to be able to help move them into the leadership and make sure that they live and are able to stand up to this challenge. Thank you for taking
No doubt about it. Thank you for your call, Marie. And I think you are absolutely right. And no one is more proud of our young folks like Mary Pat, like Reverend Williams, like Reverend Toulis and others than I am, because you don't want to have built something like we have built Nan and it go with you. The whole idea is to build things that will be here until they are no longer necessary, and we certainly need all of our organizations. And the only way you're going to do it is you're going to have to make room, and not just room in the room, but room in leadership positions. Because the only way you can get basics, and I thank God for people like Reverend Jones, Reverend Jackson, Reverend Bevel, and others that taught me basics. But the only way you finish your course in leadership is to lead. because there's some things folk can't tell you, because you're going to have to confront things in different generations like I did in mine and Rem Williams will in his, that they couldn't prepare you for because they were not there then. Like, they couldn't tell me in the 70s when I started how to deal with social media, because there was none. They couldn't tell me how to deal with automation taking folks' jobs, because it wasn't. And I think that you've got to learn the basics so you can apply it to your contemporary situation. But you've got to be able to function and learn based on the basics, and people give you room to lead based on things that you face that they did not face and are not familiar with. And I think it's extremely important that we do that if we are sincere about having a movement and seeing our people empowered and liberated. Now, if it's all about you, you try to hold on as long as you can and squeeze every drop out because it's about you. But about you is not going to advance the struggle, and it's not going to advance the people.
You know, and Rev, if I could continue that conversation just real briefly, you know, I am proud to be a part of the National Action Network because of that very reason. There are too many organizations and too many things to be involved in where people do more to try to stop you from doing the work rather than to actually do the work. And I think that there's no stronger place than I've seen that come from your leadership. And I think God had you go through some of the things that you went through so that you would not be one to continue those things on. Because I look at Shane Harris, and I look at Tulis, and I look at all of the others that are on staff and that are working vibrantly in the organization, and I see them in the meeting, Mary Pat, Rev Kev, and all these guys. I see everybody, and we have women and we have young men, and most importantly, I got to give a special shout out to our legislative director, Washington Bureau Chief Ebony Riley.
Ebony Riley, that's right.
Her work as a young lady rivals any work that I've seen in terms of organization and logistics. I mean, she did a wonderful job. But if we have to continue, and continuity is going to be key if we're going to have a movement for the future.
That's right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Keeping it real. Shopton Williams right after this.